Sister Spouse's fans are done with everything. Meri earthy colored gives fans whiplash. In Sister Spouse's season 19 star, Meri Brown is changing through the cycles of leaving Kody Brown and the plural marriage. While she is more appealing than any time in recent memory, fans can't stay aware of her ever-changing mentality. A few fans feel like they have whiplash and they are ready to move on and not look back. Meri Brown has made some amazing progress. In Sister Spouse's season 19, Meri Brown has made numerous leap forwards. She has started to see through the expressions of Robin and Kody Brown. Presently, she is searching for activities that match. Jen Sullivan is holding her under tight restraints each time she is enticed to fully trust individuals without seeing their completion. Tragically, the numerous long stretches of visually impaired trust made her simple to control. Yet, fans are prepared for Meri to stand firm and fire freely, sweet and pungent. Be that as it may, in interviews, Sister Spouse's star, Meri earthy colored keeps sweet and will remain silent awful. Now and again, she is experiencing her recently discovered power and in different minutes, she falls once more into her peacekeeping standards. On Meri's Instagram page, she maintains that she is so glad to be talking her reality. Moreover, she adds, she is living legitimately to herself and not living to satisfy others while losing myself. In like manner, she is talking more forward about her value and doing whatever it takes not to be mean. However, these are new abilities she is acquiring. She maintains that her adherents should comprehend she isn't awakening aiming to hurt others, however rather is zeroing in on going to bat for herself. In any case, since confidence in ladies was viewed as malevolent in her childhood, it is hard to rewire. Sister Spouse's fans are ready to be done. Meri earthy colored gives fans whiplash. Moreover, Sister Spouse's star, Meri earthy colored adds, numerous years I proceed with caution, holding to the conviction that graciousness would win. I actually stick to that expectation. I additionally comprehend that I have the right to talk my reality, and some of the time, those two goals can't coincide. In any case, presently she declines to simply pursue the more responsible option, trusting things will change like she has before. Even with critics, she will be pungent and persevere. While she is looking for what brings her tranquility, she will not pause for a minute and let others track on her. Apparently, Meri earthy colored's endeavor to adjust graciousness and self-assuredness isn't landing great with every one of her supporters. Many fans are applauding Meri during her new experience, however some need her to explain more. One analyst calls attention to Meri is giving them whiplash this season. They refer to her out saying as, "Satisfy Meri, share with us how you arrived at this spot. How much whiplash fans feel from you and the other two OG spouses is crazy. What did your process resemble? How could you get here?" Furthermore, numerous Sister Spouse's fans think she simply passes on breadcrumbs to tempt and not fulfill watchers. Another person adds, "The show is very organized. We just see bits and pieces. I'm hanging tight for that tell-all book from Meri." In a Reddit string, one client brings up the world around Meri has been extremely shaky. Meri was so frantic to be cherished and acknowledged by Kody after the duping that she acted a specific way when the cameras were moving to safeguard Kody and Robin in order to win him back. Much to her dismay, she was being deceived and controlled by the two of them. Now that she is free and continuing on, she is gradually understanding reality with regards to who those two truly are and what was truly happening. It might require her an investment to completely disentangle everything except her trustworthiness and weakness of where she is in her recuperating right currently is conveying this entire season, and I'm hanging around for it. Numerous Sister Spouse's fans comprehend it is a cycle for Meri Brown. Without a doubt, Sister Spouse's star, Meri Brown is moving forward and one in reverse on occasion. Notwithstanding, as Gregory Titleman's colloquialism goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. A significant number of her fans comprehend that dance is essential for her development interaction. On the off chance that she stays steady as of now, her default mode is to permit individuals to mistreat her. Apparently, the ever-changing position is a greater amount of a rhythmic movement while she deprograms, particularly since Kody Brown is hesitant in his responses. While some Sister Spouse's fans totally comprehend Meri trying things out, others think it is the ideal opportunity for her to make a plunge head first. One Instagram client said, "Yell it without holding back. You deserve it. I love this side of Meri. Thank heavens for your companion. I realize she has assisted you with feeling solid and certain. You merit every one of the favors." Sister Spouses Kody Brown reproduces scene with Post and Gabe. Sister Spouses star, Kody Brown, just reproduced a scene he shot in season 16 with his children, Gabe and the late Post Brown. He has been making a solid attempt to carry on like all he wants in his day-to-day existence is Robin Brown and her 5 youngsters. Consequently, his different children don't make any difference assuming they will obstruct on what he and Robin have. Unfortunately, he lost beyond anything he could have expected. Simultaneously is generally a nod off. At the point when season 19 started, Post Brown had been perished for a considerable length of time. Consequently, tender loving care put a disclaimer on the screen making sense of that the show was recorded toward the finish of 2022 and he died in walk 2024. A ton has occurred during the season and the best way to follow time is through Christine Earthy Colored Woolley. They have shown her romance with her presently spouse, David Woolley. The two opened up to the world in February 2023, hence fans could simply track with from their eye and the most recent episode. It was hazy where the show was in regards to time. Christine and David just got hitched, which was October 2023. Then, Kody was out on Coyote Pass with Robin and their children, painting tables. They then had a grill and he noticed how it was the finish of summer. Something was peculiar about it, everything except that is the way the show works. Nonetheless, there was something else that was off and that was a scene Kody reproduced. He was cleaving wood at Coyote Pass when Brianna inquired as to whether she could learn how to. He continued to tell her the best way to do that and it seemed, by all accounts, to be a sweet dad little girl second. However, for fans who have watched Sister Spouses since its beginning or if nothing else the last a few seasons, it was nothing new. During the pandemic, Kody Brown needed Gabe and Post Brown out of Janelle Earthy Colored's home. She battled against it and they then, at that point, met their father to cleave wood, Gabe and father in a second. Many clasps of Post Brown have been either eliminated or surpassed by recognitions after he died. He isn't even displayed on Sister Spouses during season 19 in line with the earthy colors. Be that as it may, in this scene among Gabe and Kody Brown, they are working with wood while attempting to work through their issues. Kody is taking no responsibility and exclusively faulting Gabe for the destruction of the family. This is the kind of thing Gabe has long battled with and, at the hour of Post's passing, he was alienated from his father. Kody took the risk to reproduce the wood-cleaving scene and make it something sweet, something significant. He needed to delete the polluted recollections where he faulted his child for all that veered off track. In one more scene between himself, Gabe, and Post, they are hacking wood and the young men are begging Kody to unite the family back, with fans investigating each snapshot of pressure. One specific disputed matter that is surfaced includes a warmed conflict over Robin Earthy Colored's carport, igniting allegations that Kody unjustifiably designated Christine to safeguard Robin's inclinations. Fans are calling Kody's conduct tormenting, further featuring what they see as a long-standing example of partiality toward his most youthful spouse. The Carport Show. In a new episode, the family was examining coordinated factors connected with property access and carports, especially at Robin's home. Kody seemed focused on Christine assuming a sense of ownership with issues that emerged with Robin's carport. While the points of interest of the conflict appeared to be insignificant, managing stopping, snow expulsion, and general access, Kody's tone and approach toward Christine immediately raised. As opposed to tending to the circumstance with a clear mind, Kody supposedly coordinated his dissatisfaction at Christine, faulting her for strategic issues and scrutinizing her obligation to keeping the family utilitarian. Fans noticed that his attitude was excessively cruel, particularly taking into account Christine no longer lives with or shares monetary connections to Robin or Kody. Fans hammer Kody's inclination. Watchers rushed to hop on the web and get down on what they saw as explicit bias. As per fans, Kody's hostility toward Christine is one more illustration of his ability to take any measures to shield Robin while dismissing the sentiments and necessities of his different spouses, previous or current. Many fans likewise brought up that Kody appeared to be more worried about safeguarding Robyn's accommodation than encouraging positive co-nurturing or keeping a deferential relationship with Christine. For what reason is Kody so fixated on Robyn's carport? Christine doesn't owe them anything any longer, one fan remarked on a Reddit string. Others noticed the incongruity in Kody's emphasis on something as commonplace as a carport while neglecting to resolve bigger issues, for example, the close-to-home prosperity of his youngsters or his disintegrating associations with his other exes. Christine perseveres. What stood apart most to fans during the trade was Christine's refusal to withdraw. She serenely reminded Kody that she no longer has any liability toward Robyn's property or family. Christine's confidence acquired her acclaim from watchers, who extolled her for confronting Kody's requests and not permitting him to manipulate or threaten her. She's finished with his games, and it shows, one fan composed. Christine took care of that like a sovereign, while Kody behaved like a ruined youngster. The bigger picture. The carport question might appear to be a little issue, yet it's a microcosm of the bigger issues inside the earthy-colored family. For quite a long time, fans have blamed Kody for showing bias toward Robyn while ignoring his associations with his different spouses and kids. The aftermath of these decisions has been indisputable, with 3 of Kody's 4 spouses, Christine, Janelle, and Meri, deciding to leave the marriage. For fans, the carport show is representative of Kody's powerlessness to treat every one of his spouses similarly and his propensity to focus on Robyn's satisfaction above every other person's. It's really not necessary to focus on the carport, it's about how Kody will constantly figure out how to shield Robyn, regardless of how ludicrous it makes him look, one watcher called attention to. Fans' focus point. The occurrence has left fans more persuaded than any other time in recent memory that Kody's way of behaving is a critical justification for why the family has broken so unsalvageably. His harassing strategies, especially toward Christine, have just cemented the insight that he is reluctant, or incapable, to take responsibility for his activities. As the season keeps on unfurling, watchers are anxious to perceive how Christine explores her recently discovered autonomy and whether Kody will at long last recognize the effect of his decisions. For the time being, the carport show fills in at this point one more sign of the profound divisions inside the earthy-colored family and furiously free wife in Kody Brown's once huge plural family. As the seasons have unfurled, watchers have watched the family's polygamous way of life deteriorate, leaving Kody and Robyn Brown apparently gripping to one another while different connections have disintegrated. In the midst of the aftermath, fans are left contemplating whether Janelle is the one in particular who genuinely embraced the standards of plural marriage and remained faithful to its goals. Janelle's obligation to the polygamous way of life. Janelle has reliably shown commitment to the plural marriage way of life since joining the earthy-colored family many years prior. Not at all like a portion of different spouses, Janelle's purposes behind going into a polygamous association were established in her confidence locally and structure it could give. She embraced the idea of a shared family and frequently took on liabilities that went past her family, zeroing in on funds and long-haul anticipating the gathering. Indeed, even in ongoing seasons, as breaks in the family turned out to be more obvious, Janelle communicated her longing for the first objective of polygamy, a cooperative and helpful nuclear family, to succeed. As opposed to Robyn, who fans frequently blame for hoarding Kody's consideration, and Christine, who transparently conceded she as of now not had faith in polygamy, Janelle appeared to keep up with her confidence in the framework's true capacity. Kody's shift away from polygamy. Perhaps the most incredibly obvious problem fans have seen is Kody's evident takeoff from the plural marriage way of life. Throughout the long term, he has progressively centered his energy and consideration around Robyn, leaving Janelle and different spouses feeling dismissed and deserted. In interviews, Janelle has communicated disappointment with Kody's reluctance to be an equivalent accomplice in their marriage, especially as he invested more energy at Robyn's home and less time tending to the requirements of his different connections. Janelle's devotion to the possibility of polygamy appeared to conflict with Kody's developing way of behaving. Fans accept that while Janelle endeavored to keep up with balance inside the family, Kody's bias toward Robyn made unsalvageable cracks. His activities recommended that he was not generally keen on maintaining the obligations of a plural spouse, which might have added to Janelle's inevitable partition from him. Fans applaud Janelle's uprightness. One explanation fans respect Janelle is her common sense and straightforward way to deal with the family's concerns. While different spouses battled with close-to-home contentions or looked for Kody's approval, Janelle stayed zeroed in on her autonomy and the government assistance of her youngsters. Numerous watchers accept that Janelle was the pace keeping the family intact, especially during monetarily testing times. Indeed, even as the family unwound, Janelle clarified that her dependability wasn't to Kody as an individual yet to the standards of plural marriage and the common family vision they once had. This point of view resounded with fans who felt that Janelle was the main spouse who genuinely satisfied the standards of polygamy, in any event, while others, including Kody, wavered. The incongruity of Janelle's circumstance. Notwithstanding being the most faithful to the idea of plural marriage, Janelle has confronted critical difficulties in her relationship with Kody. Throughout the span of the show, she has been vocal about feeling like a bit of hindsight in Kody's life, particularly as his relationship with Robyn became the dominant focal point. Her ability to stand in opposition to Kody's bias and his absence of responsibility has charmed her to fans, yet it additionally features the incongruity of her circumstance. The one spouse generally dedicated to polygamy is the person who has experienced the most its breakdown. Janelle's future, still faithful to polygamy? At this point, Janelle's future inside the earthy-colored family stays questionable. While she is isolated from Kody, she hasn't totally shut the entryway on the possibility of plural marriage. In late meetings, Janelle has communicated blended sentiments about her experience, demonstrating that while she esteems the standards of polygamy, the execution in her family was imperfect. Fans keep on pulling for Janelle, seeing her as a solid, free lady who remained consistent with her convictions even notwithstanding misfortune. Whether she chooses to remake her life beyond polygamy or investigate new open doors inside the structure of a plural family, one thing is clear: Janelle's trustworthiness and dependability to her qualities have separated her as a fan number one in sister spouses. Janelle's process fills in as a sign of the intricacies and difficulties of plural marriage, especially when those included neglect to similarly maintain its standards. Until further notice, watchers will observe near perceive how Janelle explores the following part of her life, and whether she keeps on remaining as the sole safeguard of a way of life that has brought her both satisfaction and sorrow.